Hi everybody and shalom to everybody.
Shalom.
And the Lord bless you.
Shalom. Here we are. Again. What do you got in your hands, man? Show them.
Oh, this is the holy book. The Torah.
Hey, I
The
got a holy
Torah.
book too.
This is his Torah and this is mine Torah. He's
Ay.
displaying. This is the New Testament and the Old Testament. And now
What are you
we're going
talking?
to-
I got the Old Testament right here too.
Of course.
Or the 5 book of Moses too.
Oh, the 5
Your,
books.
only your letters are bigger than mine. I got it in Hebrew
Oh.
and English.
Oh,
Alright.
the coolest person in the island. Go for it.
My name is
Your second name.
from the island in Latin. My last
from-
name, but I cannot say this because I'm anonymous. I'm anonymous on the office. But I have a Latin last name if you didn't know. Okay, so let's start. And what's your name? Your name is
Isaac. Israel.
Isaac.
My last name?
No, you don't say it. We're anonymous on the office.
Of course.
But it's a cool name because never mind. I talked with your father about it. Never mind. Okay, we're wasting time. So, okay, can I talk a little bit first?
Of course.
Because I talk too much always. He's coming back.
The monster.
The bodyguard.
The
No,
body
he's a
monster.
sweet boy. But he's checking things, He's checking us.
Yeah, I know.
It's the security here.
He's going to split himself to an alien, and you know what he's going to do to us, man. This boy, I
Wow,
suspicion.
this boy, yeah.
He's
He's got the weapons.
He's
got
a
the
monster
weapons.
in himself.
Don't say that, man.
He's
Sweet
a monster.
boy. No, you cannot say this. Say sorry, sweet boy.
Yes, the sweet
But
boy.
you don't want to mess with him.
After he split himself, you don't think he's gonna be a sweet boy.
No, this is not serious podcast like this. We
okay.
need to be serious.
So guys,
He's checking you. He's checking us.
Oh.
Look at this guy. He's really checking us.
yeah, don't worry. He will split himself and then he gonna split ourselves.
He split the office.
He gonna split the office, man.
The office is already split.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so, wow, this guy's checking us.
Leave him.
And it's difficult. He stopped. You see, he's stopping. He checking.
I don't understand why you are so.
Focus on our surroundings.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
leave it.
No, I don't like this intro anymore. It's too long. We start again. Okay.
No.
This nonsense we keep.
This is what I say. The life. This is the
Oh,
life.
the
my
life.
friend.
This is the life. Okay.
A lot of things happen. We will just take it and show it to the world now. Starting.
Okay, we start. So, I wanted to talk to you about 2 people in history that, especially in Holland, but after that, in the whole of the Christian ideas, make a lot of change. And you could say it started first with in Germany with Luther, and then there was another guy who's called Calvin. And in Holland he got very strong in his teaching. And then you have another guy, Arminius.
Okay.
So this is the 2 guys, Calvin and Arminius. They have opposite ideas. And I want to talk about these ideas because I want to know if in Judaism, also throughout the history, not just only the old, you have also these ideas. I have a feeling you have this opposite ideas going around too, maybe. So first of all, I want to say something funny. Maybe this Arminius guy, did you know he was born and he lived in Oudewater? It's a small city, very small in Holland. And my mother was born across the street where he was born.
Wow.
It's interesting, So,
Fabulous.
but it's even interesting. Maybe I shouldn't say, but my no. This is family stuff. It's not important. In any case, she was born across the street with her family, a big family. So you have these 2 guys. This Calvin, or Calvin, as we say in Dutch, he believes in predestination. Predestination is election. Just like the Bible clearly says, he elected the Jewish people, Israel. God elected it. So it's maybe a little bit simplified, but the teaching of Calvin is God elects certain human beings to go His way. And He decided,
What you mean by select and to go in His way?
like they are already predestined, so they are already from the beginning of their creation, of their, like in the womb until the end, they are.
They have the tools. They have the tools
Yeah,
to
no,
make
no,
the
but
Lord.
yeah, but he kind of thought that God has already the road set for them, like the derech. It's
Okay.
from beginning to end
But
that they will belong to Him.
this is not it's not going.
We will, yeah.
And sometimes-
But we will get to this. But I think even maybe there are some people in Judaism, they believe that too in some ways, but we will get to that. So he says, like, these people are from beginning to end, and it cannot go left or right, they will get there. But he also, God created some people from beginning to end, they will belong to evil, not to God, and they will end up as they would say then in hell or not in the place of God. They are the evil people,
Okay.
but they are created from the beginning like this.
Okay.
So because he knew them before and all that. And then I'm oversimplifying it, but this is a little bit the general idea when this Arminius started to think about it. This guy who was born in the city across where my mother was born, and he started to think, he said, "Now that's not right, because we have a free will." So God wants especially with the Christian idea, God wants everybody to be saved, to belong to Him, because you gotta choose then. So he believes everybody has the chance to choose for, in this case, for Jesus, of course, within Christianity. But even you could say, but what about then the Jewish people? You cannot go against the Bible and say they're not the chosen people. God chose them, and the whole issue is, you may be chosen as God's people, but I remember you said the last time, even the Orthodox with the resurrection, some of them of the Haredim or the Orthodox people will not get up from this resurrection. So maybe they were chosen by God from the chosen people, but it doesn't necessarily mean they will get all these merits, all this. And this is the big difference within the New Testament thinking and what we discussed with this Genom and all this stuff. What I understand now, that a lot of people who believe in New Testament, they don't believe in universalism, so they don't believe that everybody will end up in Olam Haba, even through a lot of suffering and this purgatory and all this stuff that they end up. No, they say it's either you end up in Olam Haba or you end up in an eternal Lanetzach, eternal hell, eternal lake of fire. It's the, like, maybe this karet ikaret, like forever. It's just cut off. You cut off. Your soul's cut off. It's finished with you.
Okay.
Like you belong to the evil place. So
This is the two capturing of the crucified, the whole Christianity word. This is the how you see it. This is the point of view.
of the New Testament view, actually, but it's actually also what people believe that Yeshua or Jesus taught the people. Like,
Okay.
there will be an end,
Okay.
and it will be or eternal,
Okay.
not good for you,
Mm-hmm.
or a place without God.
Mhm.
And what hell exactly is, nobody really knows. It's very, it's described in words, but you don't know exactly. I think even with the Zohar, things are described, but do we really understand what it is? Like, even there, I think...
You have a very old book that's written by people who lived beside Jesus, and he called
in the same time, you mean?
and he called the book of Gehenna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
I know you don't know. Everybody don't know.
It's the secret book? You're telling the secrets on the podcast just like
And,
this? Now everybody's gonna look for it.
They don't gonna find it.
But you buried it somewhere,
No.
secret in the garden.
They don't gonna find him. And now,
So now you want to say God has provided the world with a book for just some certain people, only a few select, but not for everybody, like this book of Genom. You know,
No.
I don't believe God
no,
works like this.
No, and
God
no,
wants everything
and
open.
No, and no, and no again.
Okay, okay. So,
You
sorry.
have a person that they are not Jewish that going to get heaven, and very great and big heaven.
Okay, okay.
And you have a lot of Jewish people that going to get Gehenom, and very big Gehenom. It depends only, and look, the reception of the Judaism is not that you have just heaven or just hell. It's not working like this in our religion.
Yeah, I try to understand it, and more, I didn't even know, but more and more I see it's like this.
We
yeah.
are say that this is the word. You are coming back to the Lord, and the Lord is give you full redemption. Is just forgive you.
Yeah, but you know, I almost want to take the most evil people from all of history,
They even
get redemption in the end. You're saying this is universalism, and I really seriously don't believe it, because actually it looks like then it doesn't really matter so much what you did, does it? If you in the end get it anyway.
My friend.
Okay, you need to suffer, but
my friend, to see.
Is this right? You think this is just?
You cannot judge people to doom about things they doing.
I agree.
This is because
I'm not God. I cannot decide this. This is true.
We in our religion, in the Judaism, the Lord is mercy. The Lord is loving. The Lord is want and care and want to help and want to care and want to listen. And when a person take a step in the Judaism and coming from the dark place to the light place,
okay,
the Lord start with him a whole plan. He will start with him a whole plan until this person going to clean for his sins.
I'm glad we have the Torah. We're gonna read now. We can talk and we can say things, but let's read something then, because you say the God is very merciful. Okay, so
I know what you're gonna do. Okay,
let's go to the last book.
Of course.
And let's go just I don't know. It's the chapter 5 maybe 4 already.
Go for it.
No, but you read it in with me in the Hebrew.
Look, let me tell you something. You want to go to the saints of okay.
No, I want on Har Sinai.
Okay.
He say if you keep this, wonderful things.
Okay.
But if you don't keep,
it's not in Har Sinai. It's Har Grizim.
Ah, okay.
The mountain of Grizim. This is the way.
I think it's, if I remember, if it's chapter 4 or chapter 5 of the last book. Yeah. Yeah, and Moses called all Israel in chapter 5 beginning and said to them, "Hear Israel, the statutes and judgment which I speak to you here today, you may learn, and be careful to observe them." So there's already a condition.
Of
it's
course.
not unconditional. Condition. The Lord made a covenant to you. And it goes on. And then...
Look, let me tell you something. It's not so... You when I say the Lord mercy is mercy in this word, but this person will getting, until he cling, he getting a long trip, very long trip in this word and in the second word.
Okay, so but this is then the Genom, like this is the punishment or the whatever you want to call it. Well, you can say this curses. He get the curses on him if he doesn't keep the things.
Of course. We as a nation get so much problem.
Okay, now let's go to that like maybe more spiritual. You say, or also like me, there's no concept of time. How you know this person is not experiencing all of this forever, like forever anyway? when he is getting those curses after he died and he was judged for it?
You know, because in
How do we
Judaism,
know how we experience, how heavy maybe this is experience?
well, it can take even 100 and 500 years.
Yeah, and that's then in earthly thinking, but in spiritual thinking, there is no time. So maybe this is somebody experiencing so much evilness, it's like unbearable. Like you cannot take it anymore. Maybe.
So in this space, if the Lord decides to cut him off, he's taking his soul, even after he's dead. תיכרת הנפש ההיא.
Yeah, right. And then you have this kafakela, right?
Then you have a kafakela.
That's even...
Kafakela, no. Kafakela is before tikaret. Because tikaret is the last. Last station.
Right.
Because this is the end of the end of the end of the end of the ends.
So this is what actually the New Testament would say, the lake of fire or the second death. And the second death, then it's...
Second death is tikaret. This is what is this.
And that's very horrible. That's very... Yeah. Then it's...
Yeah.
So we can try to focus on the very horrible thing, but there's a way out. And
when you are paying some things, always when you take a loans, you have out points. If you get after 5 years, after 4 years, you know, all the money.
yeah, but that's human thinking. But now, can you go to Leviticus? It's the second book, no?
Leviticus.
What is it again in Hebrew, Leviticus? It's Shmot.
Shmot,
chapter 11.
Go for it.
Can you find that?
Yes,
Because
I can.
there's no numbers in it, no?
What do you mean?
Like chapter numbers. Are there too? I didn't...
No, you have letters.
Ah, right. Ah, but yeah, and this is the problem. I don't know the letters so much with the numbers. It's
Okay.
so Leviticus 15.
Who no, I just understand who chose these names to the books of Israel.
I have no idea.
Leviticus. Who's chosen this?
Yeah, I have also no idea. I have to find out this. Good that you say this, because I wondered about it too before, like Shmot and or Vayikra. Ah no, Vayikra. It's Vayikra.
Vayikra. It's all of this book. It's about the sacrifices.
Right. I want to talk about that. So Vayikra 15,
Okay.
and then verse 11. I said Shmot. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You see, also, why they don't give the same name, huh? It's
Mhm.
also something I think, because it's much more easier then.
Of course.
I really don't know, I'm gonna look for it, who made up these names. Maybe because Leviticus, it's like the tribe of Levi, and it's connected to the
To the Levin.
Levim who did the sacrifices
Okay.
in the temple, and this is a lot
So
about
it's
sacrifice.
in Vayikra.
Vayikra 15, verse 11.
Vayikra 15. Okay.
Why did they put, you think, Rashi here? Why not? You can put so many explanations.
He
there.
was the most earliest person that translated the Torah after Onkelos. Okay, Vayikra 15. Go for it.
Verse 11.
Verse 11.
You can read in Hebrew, I will read it in English then.
Okay. Go for it.
Or, wait a minute, this is not the right verse.
I know, I understand. It's talking about a person that have something.
No, then it's 11 and then verse 15. Because I have
15.
this calculator, I turn it around maybe.
Okay, 11.
I have this
15.
problem sometimes.
So. Okay. This.
No, it's also not.
About what? About what subjects you want to talk?
It's about the thing that it says like without the shedding of blood, there will be no remission of sin. Like there cannot be. It doesn't say sin. There cannot be no remission, no atonement, no kapara. So I need to find it, man. Wait. I need to find it.
You know, in our Torah, you cannot touch a woman when she is have.
Yeah, I know.
You can even not touch her like her this, even if she's our woman. She married to us. But the Torah is tell us not touch.
Yeah, I know. That's why they go to the mikveh after and then.
Make the start of the party. I'm so tired. Wow. I just wake up from sleeping and I'm just so tired. This is unbelievable.
I wish I didn't have this calcula, you know, because I just
You want
forget.
more water?
No, thank you.
More water?
I mix up the numbers all the time.
Okay.
And you didn't bring your phone. I cannot quickly on internet look for it.
It's probably next time. I'm gonna bring 2 phones and my computer. Aye. Very hot.
Ay.
You know, in the Torah says,
Maybe it's 1911.
I need to understand something from you.
I know.
I want to. I want you to read English something
All right.
that and explain this in this.
I know it in the New Testament, Hebrews chapter 9, verse 22.
Well,
where
I
it
want you to
references
go to the Vayikra
Yeah.
11 and 37. 37. You can do it?
Sure, I'm here.
11:37.
And if a part of any such carcass falls on any planting seed which is to be sown, it remains clean. You mean this one?
What do you mean? What do you understand? For no. And everybody, let me say.
I need to read it in context now, but it says like something dead falls on a planting seed
No.
that you still need to grow. It stays clean.
This no. This where?
50. Which chapter?
No, 11. Just this. Maybe.
11. Chapter 11.
No. It's 27. It's not 37. It's 27.
27. And whatever goes on its paws among all kinds of animals that go on all fours, those are unclean to you. Whoever touches any such carcass, the dead body of it, shall be unclean until the evening.
So in the Hebrew way, we are say that we cannot even touch the life of this.
Whatever goes paws.
So we're not touching the chatula. The chatula and the caleb. We don't touch it.
The dog and
the kitty and the bear.
what is it? But it says carcass. Whoever touches carcass, dead. If it's dead,
I don't understand because
those are unclean to you. Okay, they're unclean. Yeah, it says it's unclean.
Merde. Oh my god.
That's a bad word in French, man.
Oh, yeah.
But you say
Wow.
Gezondheid. You say in that Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. Oh my lord. You say something happening, something lighting in this place. You know, it's when when a person
You look in the light. My son has this too. If he looks in the light, it's too hapchi.
No, I just apchi from something because in my when I think that something is right in my life, I starting to apchi. Really.
What are you talking about? What is this superstition here?
It's not superstition. It's really,
Where's this written in the Torah?
well, this is not written on the Torah.
No,
But
so it's just in your head.
maybe it's just. So we cannot touching the chatula, the kitty,
Because it's unclean?
because it's
No, you don't eat it because it's unclean. You don't need it. You eat a dog. You're in China now.
No.
In China they will eat it.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't eat puppies or dogs.
No.
And then it's dead, you don't touch it. Yeah, anything dead you shouldn't touch. And it's just, common sense, man.
No, because
If it's dead,
No.
it is unclean. You can get
No.
diseases from it.
when
common sense.
this sentence unclean, it's reference to these animals when they are alive. You understand what I say?
No, say it again.
When they say, then everybody who's going to his own what you say there in English, it's called unclean to you. Unclean to you, this word reference to these animals when they are alive. After death had written in their carcass, you shall not touch. You understand the thinking of the way of thinking of the Torah? Because they gave two parts on one sentence. The Torah is never talking so much. She want to path you. The Torah of Israel want to path you.
Yeah, give you the way. Okay, fine.
To path and give you the way how to see and understand and how to act.
All right.
Because the Lord not say everything like, he say this and this and this. No, he say like, everybody's including, and you need to understand how the Lord and how the Torah is navigated and what he say really says.
Yeah, but it's very difficult to understand
But
sometimes.
yesterday I touching a doggy.
So now, you're unclean until the night and the next day.
And yes,
You feel like you keep that, and then you go to bath. You clean yourself. You do that.
yeah, of course,
You need to touch the sweet doggy, and then you're unclean.
yes,
But it's not a piggy; it's a doggy.
it's a doggy. So it's a doggy. Well, I am before I'm going to the synagogue. I'm going to wash my body.
I understand you, but the thing is, I really interpret if I read it. The dog is always unclean because it's one of the unclean animals as God decided this. Fine. But if it's dead, then you don't touch it. But if it's
No.
alive,
No.
I didn't get this from the verse. If it's alive, you cannot touch it. I didn't understand it from the verse.
This is have two parts of this sentence. You have two parts on this sentence.
Yeah, so one said it's unclean. Yeah,
Yafeh.
it's unclean, just
Yafeh.
like a pig or a shrimp or whatever.
Yafeh. When he says unclean, he referenced that they are unclean to touching in their lives.
But I interpret it, if I just read it, I interpret it, so if it's dead, don't touch it. But it's an unclean animal,
Yafeh.
always. But it
But
didn't.
it's-
But it
no.
does connect to touching.
The
It's
Torah-
in my.
The Torah not
understanding.
going to the Torah is not making us stories. In each sentence,
I understand.
it's
but
like a bullet. Each sentence in the Torah is like a bullet. You need to understand this. This is my thinking.
Look, the thing that I see now happening is here. I read something, I interpret it totally different than you. Just interpretation.
Of course.
Because I see, it's an unclean animal. Yes, he's part of the unclean animals. It's not a sheep, it's not a cow or something. It's an unclean animal. This is stated by God. Wonderful. This is what we know. And then, if it's a carcass, it's dead, you don't touch it.
Okay. But no, but in my think way, in each sentence, in each part, you can understand something from that. When they say כל ההולך על כפיו. Every animal that walking on her toe, in each animal that going on toe, unclean them to you. When the Torah reference the word, if the Torah says כל ההולך על כפיו, every animal that going on their toe, on their carcass not touch. Now I understand that you cannot touch in their carcass, but she is doing twice. She is doubling meaning. You had in this sentence double meaning.
Yeah, and I didn't have this interpretation when I just read it. Only now you give it to me, and then I start to see, okay, I understand your way of thinking, but I didn't think in the beginning at all like this. You understand?
This is the Torah. She wanted to learn people think. When you read Torah, you need to think to.
But this is the whole issue with interpretation so much. Maybe there's somebody else who interprets some sentence, not this one, or a lot of totally different. But it's your idea, it's your tradition how you interpret it. But I feel I can see it differently, and this is where you get the big discussion.
In the next week, when people going to say something about that, and they give you even another way of thinking on this sentence, I want to hear it.
All right.
Believe me.
All right. So I only remembered really the numbers good in the New Testament that reference to Vayikra, okay? So maybe if I read it to you, I can even read it in Hebrew, then you remember where in Vayikra it exactly says.
Okay.
So it says, according to the law, almost all things are purified with blood, and without shedding of blood there is no remission. So in Hebrew you would say, I'm not so good in reading Hebrew.
No, say
Achen al-fi
Torah.
Al-pi Torah.
Who said this? In where this? And the Corinthian.
No, this is Hebrews. But if you read the sentence, it should be a reference to Vayikra. So
okay, how?
Can you read it like
אכן על פי התורה כמעט השרת
No.
השרת הזה.
No, הכל.
Let me to understand because I can't see that.
22, just 22.
Just 22. אכן על פי התורה כמעט הכל מטוהר בדם, ובלא שפיכת דם אין מחילה.
This is the
I don't know who said this because
it's in Vayikra, but it doesn't say because you said the last word and mechila, but it's kapara, I think.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
But it's kapara in atonement in Vayikra.
Let me tell you.
You remember where it's written, this sentence?
I understand. When you are throwing the blood from the animal that you are slaughtering an animal, and you are throwing the blood on the mizbeach, on the place, and then written v'chiper, and the Lord is give them forgiveness.
Yeah, the souls, but it says even the souls receive forgiveness. Yeah. So without the blood, shedding of blood. Okay, so this is the big thing I want to talk about because nobody's doing this today. Maybe I know, and I don't joke about them. I know there are people when they see the Orthodox with the chicken, when they put like this. First also I looked at it, I thought a little bit funny, like what is this? And people laughing about it. But then I thought, no, actually you should laugh about it. Even if you think it's total nonsense and not according to the Torah, I understand the way of thinking that they take this serious to say we need the blood for the forgiveness of the atonement, the atonement we need.
You are.
But listening, but the temple is not there. So where are they gonna put the blood and the mizbech? So this is the issue here. At least they are taking it serious. But are you taking? What are you doing on Yom Kippur or whatever with this verse? This is what I want to know. It's a very direct question.
I want to say something that going to seem a little bit awkward, but it's going like this. In the Torah of Israel, you find when you are a part of the people of the nations that looking at Israel, you are find there in the Judaism and in the Torah, you find some rules that can make and heard something that the Israeli people are thirsty to blood. And this is not true. This is wrong and not true.
Yeah, it's nonsense. Whoever thinks that, they're probably some anti-Semites or something. They don't.
Let me tell you, no, because they heard about the sacrifice of the sacrifices, and then they can see the Torah. The Torah is invite of this some crazy lunatic.
So then all the Christians and all the people who believe in the New Testament, they're bloodthirsty too, because they believe they get the forgiveness through the suffering of the Messiah with. Through it's exactly what written in Isaiah 53 that they put on the Messiah, like through his scars we are healed. But there's a different interpretation within Judaism, I understand already. But this is exactly also then you can say all the believers in New Testament or Christians, they're all bloodthirsty too. That's nonsense, It's
in our religion, the person himself, he is the Messiah of himself. Because the Lord is punishing himself. Not every.
This is a little bit. I don't know what to do with what you say now. How can you be the Messiah with yourself? What is this?
Look, I'm just taking this as a metaphor, as a
metaphor. Yeah, but it's very extreme metaphor to me.
Look,
I almost cannot take it.
Who told
you this? Who told you this?
I'm just taking as a metaphor.
It's a very extreme metaphor for me.
It's outside of the mind. Yes, I understand.
It's too much.
It's too much outside. But
it's too much outside the Torah. I would almost think too when you say something like this. Like it's almost like pagan, pagani or something like.
Paganism. I understand in your point of view why you say this. What you say.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't belong. How can this belong to Judaism? Such thinking. You think?
I think
Moses also fought like this. And
no.
He didn't, huh?
No.
But he's some good guy then, huh?
Yeah, of course. Moses was the Torah says Moses was the most modest person.
Very modest person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always want to be a little bit careful with this outside the box thinking that sometimes you bring in, because I think you say one sentence but you mean much deeper things that you probably need a week to talk about before you even could say that sentence. You understand what I mean? And it's a very shock sentence.
Yeah, I know.
That people think, what's going on here? How can you think this? It's like
it's take a lot of days.
Like heretic stuff or something.
I know.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but when you are watching this film over and over again in the future, and you tell me about this in the next week.
No, I don't. I have a different about the Messiah. A really different belief.
I know what you think about the Messiah. But the Messiah is inside all of us.
Yeah, because the Holy Spirit can be received and living inside you. But this is really another concept again. But okay, before we go to this very deep stuff, maybe can we have a little bit more light stuff?
Okay.
A little bit more light, because
okay.
Maybe in the box a little bit more, not yet so much outside the box. You can talk about it later for sure, but I have a feeling you need to explain yourself a lot before this sentence.
I will. I can do it. But if you want to talk about something...
Okay, so about this, the blood sacrifices. So the temple is not there anymore, so this could not be done. So there's the big solution came with the New Testament for a lot of believers to say the sacrifice has been done by a person, and it was even accepted by God. Did you ever read Isaiah 53 and think about it was about the Messiah?
You have Isaiah in here? You have
of course.
So open it and say, let me understand what Isaiah say.
Because Isaiah 52 is about the nation of Israel, and then Isaiah 53 is, some say it's about the nation of Israel, and some in Judaism, and some say no, it's also about the Messiah. But probably Rashi doesn't say it's about the Messiah.
Mm-hmm. You want water?
Yeah. Okay, just you can read it in Hebrew if you want.
Okay, I will. You want water?
Yeah, I have it here. You know what's also written in the New Testament? If you give somebody a glass of water, it's like you giving it to me when you really need it. It's like just a glass of water. Like it can be a small deed, but it can mean a lot, you know?
So let me read about this. What? This. מי האמין לשמועתנו? וזרוע אדוני אל מי נגלתה. ויעל כיונק לפניו וכשורש מארץ צייה. ולא תואר לו ולא הדר. ונראהו ולא מראה ונחמדהו. נבזה וחדל אישים. איש מכאובות וידוע חולי. וכמספר פנים ממנו. נבזה לו חשבנו. אכן חוליינו הוא נשא. ומכאובנו סבלם. ואנחנו חשבנו הוא נגוע. מוכה אלוהים הוא מעונה. והוא מחולל מפשענו. מדוכא מעוונותינו. מוסר שלומנו עליו ובחבורתו נרפא לנו. כולנו כצאן טעינו, איש לדרכו פנינו. ואדוני הפגיע בו את עוון כולנו. וואו. Where it's starting? Oh.
Here, 53, here. And it continued just like in Hebrew.
ואדוני הפגיע בו ואת עוון כולנו. ניגש והוא נענה. ולא יפתח פיו. כסה לטבח יובל. וכרחה לפני גזוזי הנעלמה. לא יפתח פיו מעוצר ומשפט לוקח. ואת דורו מי שוכח. כי נגזר מארץ חיים. מפשע עמי נגלמו. ויתן את רשעים קברו ואת עשיר במותיו. ועלו חמס עשה ולא מרמה בפיו. ואדוני חפץ דקאו החלי. אם תשים האשם נפשו יראה זרע יאריך ימים. וחפץ האדוני בידו יצלח. ומעמל נפשו יסבע. ודעתו יצדיק צדיק עבדי לרבים. ועוונותם הוא יסבול. לכן אחלק לו ברבים ואת העצומים יחלק שלל. תחת אשר הערה למוות נפשו. ואת פושעים נמנה והוא חטא רבים נסב ופושעים יפגיע. Wow. This is very, very beautiful chapter about a person that arising and coming from somewhere, and he taking the old sins.
It is about you know who. This is the... You didn't know?
He taking the whole sins of the people.
You, this is... Hello.
He's taking the whole sins of people and... Wow. And put them in himself. And then they get...
Yeah, like a lamb to the slaughter I read here in English. I was trying to read with you. And this is the Lamb of God in the New Testament they talk about. It's your own book, man.
I know. But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something very strong.
Okay, let me ask you something. Okay, give me the something.
How you understand that this chapter is talking
let me quickly read it too.
About Jesus.
For the transgression of my people he was stricken. He shall see his seed, prolong his days. See the labor of his soul. My righteous servant. This is everything that is being discussed here is like being explained in all kinds of chapters in the New Testament.
Okay.
He was wounded for our transgressions, for our sins. He was wounded. So it's somebody else who get it, not me.
Of course.
And this is what I told you exactly in some episode, that I said like, we are not clean enough. We cannot do it ourselves. We need somebody pure. So this can only be about this pure person. And who we believe from the New Testament is the pure one. It's Yeshua, the Messiah. This is what we believe.
Okay. Okay.
And that's why we believe he was born from a virgin or from this, because he needed to come from God. It's something very special, happened only once in the world, some experience like this.
Okay.
It is what it is, It's
when you
I will tell you honestly, I
not-
know how this is explained today a lot in Judaism.
when you say this sentence and you say this chapter to a little child that not understand the Torah and not learning nothing, he will, oh Lord, oh my Lord, I don't believe it.
Here we go again with the childhood.
He will bump down on his knees.
Here we go with the childhood again, but
No, I'm not going to say something bad, man. I'm just say that.
yeah, but we need to be like children to
I
God.
am not. Yes,
You
I'm
know,
not coming-
I'm not even. You're not even insulting me. That's why I'm smiling. If you say like a child, yes,
No,
I'm
no.
like a child. I'm believing like a child.
I don't say this is childhood.
Even, but it is. It's like
But
I am
no,
just
you
in front
don't-
of God. I am nothing. I'm like a small child.
Look. I don't have a problem to be. We have.
But you were a little bit in shock. I get the idea. You never read this. You never read this before. Too bad they don't have this in the Haftarah, like in the Torah reading or something.
They put it down. I know. About
You know,
this
there's a
chapter.
story. It's like a hot topic already. I will go. You know, there's a story that in the Geniza from Egypt, very old Geniza,
Okay.
they found the Haftarot that they read, and they found that actually they read from this chapter, but apparently in some other Ashkenaz traditions they took it out.
Because of that.
Ooh.
Because of that.
But why? Why you need to take something out? Why you need to take something out from your own Bible?
We are
you know?
not going to. You can explain this to yourself and understand this through the.
I will take a New Testament. Some parts I don't like. No, man, I need to take it. I need to
It's
take the
not-
good and the
it's-
bad, everything.
It's not like this. It's not like this because
Ay, ay, ay.
I need to understand. You know what? I going to in this Shabbat.
I saw you were a little bit in shock.
In this Shabbat, I going.
You
to
were a little bit in
no,
shock.
No, in this Shabbat, I going to explore. I going to sit in the Bet Midrash and sit in my synagogue and open all the books.
I feel for you, man. You're a little
I'm
bit in
going
shock.
to open
You're a little
all books in this chapter of
You know,
Isaiah.
I was surprised actually.
want to
because
see-
I know.
I want to see what
I know there is some movie on YouTube that is some guys, Israeli guys, they believe in Jesus, and they go to Israelis and say, "So we're gonna read the chapter," but they don't say who's it
I know,
about and everything.
I know.
And then, but I thought you will have something to say about it already.
I have a lot of something to say, but I want to understand.
No, I
what
saw the
our-
same shock that I saw in this
No.
YouTube movie with these other people.
I'm going to understand.
You were totally
in
in
this Shabbat,
shock, man.
I'm going to understand this Shabbat what this.
I love this Isaiah, this Yeshua. I love this guy.
I know.
He's shocking.
I love him. But I'm going to stay in this Shabbat and to explore through all the Judaism
Oy, 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 oy.
scholars and rabbis what they say about Josiah in this chapter. I want to say, I want to hear, I want to understand.
But there also will be because they talk a lot, especially like the Jewish believers who believe in Jesus. They talk about it and they say in the tradition there were some of them. They say this part is about the Messiah, but probably Rashi started to say as a reaction to this whole Christianity stuff, this is not about the Messiah. This is about the nation of Israel. But then, since when did all the sins of the world come
And
on the nation of Israel?
what about the Israeli Messiah that's not coming? We are waiting to the Messiah. He's not coming.
I know, my dear. I know.
We-
This is
So this is
this-
maybe written about this Messiah. It's we don't know.
but because this happened in history, I believe.
Hmm.
This is written because you didn't read the New Testament. If you start to read it, you start to put all the pieces together. But if you don't want, maybe you don't want to put these pieces together. It's up to you.
Look, but the
This
New
is the free will, man.
We-
This is the free will.
Wait a minute, because
I like this talk already.
the New
You're a little bit
Testament-
hot. You're a little bit
the
hot.
New Testament is written after Josiah say what he says.
Yes, of course.
So if
This is also, I don't know how many years prophesied
So-
before it actually happened.
so
This is
look,
about prophecy,
So
no?
look, if the this is going to be very, very. I don't think I'm going to say this, but
You can say whatever you want.
if the New Testament written and reference Josiah to Jesus, so it's make it a little bit,
Bah. Explain yourself, man. You can say, oh, it's make a little bit childhood. Explain
No,
yourself
this is
already.
not this is
Explain.
not the issue of the childhood.
This is just putting words
This is-
here and
no,
there without
no,
explanation.
No, look.
I cannot handle people like
Look,
this, I
look.
think this. Explain yourself.
Okay.
Prove it.
Okay.
Prove
Look, when a person is thinking, he understands that if you have something
Oldest?
that's written in,
Before. Written in the
Before,
past.
in the past.
Okay.
so the books that coming forward will reference this says to their,
Like you said, but any prophecy is written before.
of course,
But it need to be fulfilled one day, no?
of course.
And you're saying, it's not fulfilled. But then you can say, if somebody else, let's say somebody today say, okay, this is written about me, I'm the Messiah. Because what I understand, even in the Chabad movement, like this Lubavitch movement,
yeah.
they say the Messiah needs to go to some suffering also, like you have
But
suffering.
all the rabbis,
So he's saying this applies to him? You get all the transgression of the world? Or
Lubavitch?
like Lubavitch, Chabad, like this Sneerson,
Look, I don't think
Sneerson.
so. I don't think so.
I heard somebody again on YouTube explain like the Messiah will also go through some spiritual wars and some spiritual suffering. He explained this. He was
Of
like
course.
a Haredim guy.
I don't have a problem with him. Okay.
So I'm telling you. So when I heard that, I thought like, but they do apply these concepts that you read in Isaiah 53 to the Messiah then.
Mm-hmm.
So why should it be to a Messiah now? But then I can use the same argument to say, but because it was written in the past, they just steal it and put it on somebody. You can always use this argument. I don't think it's a strong argument. It's a little bit childhoody.
What?
It's childhoody argument.
Look what you say now.
It's
You
childhood.
are light me as a what? No way.
It's childhoody argument.
No way.
I need
no
a good
way.
argument.
This is not.
No, because the prophecy is always written in the past. So when it's going to be fulfilled, everybody can say, he just stole it, because it was written in the past.
So what you want to say? What you want to say about this?
It is. It need to be fulfilled one day. You gotta believe it or not. If you don't
course.
believe it,
It's need to be fulfilled now. You know, in each times you have
the first question is this,
In
my dear.
each
Is
time.
this about the Messiah? You think or not? This is the thing.
You know what I think? That this is about the Messiah. Yes.
This is about the Messiah. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you have to agree with me which Messiah it is, but you think this is about the Messiah.
Yeah.
But then I have if it come on him.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm even going to talk about the point from the atheist. I'm no atheist, but the atheist can say, like the Chiloni, the Nambi, he can say, what is this nonsense that he will take the sins of the transgression from me on him? Like I will carry my own mistakes. He doesn't need to carry nothing for me. Why is this written then? Why is it pleases God, it pleases the Lord that this will be done? Why is this then? Why this
Open
person
Josiah.
whoever?
Open Josiah in this chapter another time.
Because the
I want
atheist
to see.
atheist will say like,
Open it.
why somebody need to take it from me? Like,
Okay, open the. I need to understand in deeply what is written and what is written in these letters in Josiah Nun Gimel. It's very beautiful, but very beautiful poem. Mem Nun.
Yeah, it's the famous one, man.
Okay.
Can we read it again? Okay, let me give a little bit to here so I can read the English a little bit.
Okay. You know who has believed our report?
Wait, I will read it in English.
Read in English.
Who has the better we
Oh,
gonna okay. Who has believed our report?
it's filming.
Yeah, still, but the battery is soon gonna kaput.
Okay.
Who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he shall grow up before him a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He has no form or comeliness, and when we see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him.
This is totally the Messiah. Totally
Yeah, because
the Messiah.
he will not look good
This
even
is
at this
totally
time, suffering.
in our believing in Judaism, the Messiah is suffering for all of the nation.
Okay, he is despised and rejected by men, so they reject him.
Yeah, of course.
A man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. It's very suffering
Of course.
for us.
Of course.
It's as we hid as we were our faces from him, he was despised and we did not esteem him. But you know, no on everybody for this. Think about it. Everybody don't recognize him. Ring a bell. Nobody recognize him.
The Lord is recognizing.
That's right. He was despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. As we hid, as it were, our faces from him, we hide from him even. He was despised and we did not esteem him. Surely he was has borne our grief, so he took it upon him. He carried our sorrows, yet we esteem him stricken, smitten by God. By God it says, smitten by God, so by the Lord. So the Lord was good with it that it happened, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, for our sins. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. Okay, this is the classic New Testament sentence. And by his stripes we are healed. And we're like sheep gone astray. So everybody...
Stripe is when you get beaten with a...
Yeah. He got beaten also in the story. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Everybody. So this is everybody. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter, and he did not open his mouth. Also a lamb to the slaughter. You remember you once said, we're not going to be like sheep to the slaughter. You remember you once said this?
Yeah, of course.
Like we fight back. In this case,
you know, we have
no
a lot
fighting.
Okay.
And the sheep in its hearers is silent, so he opened his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who will declare his generation? For he was cut off from the land of the living. So he died. He was cut off from the land of the living.
כי נגזר מארץ חיים. Okay.
So he died.
Okay. I don't know.
Ring a bell.
Maybe.
Ring a bell.
Maybe.
Where are we?
ויתן את רשעים קברו.
And was cut off from the land of the living. For the transgressions of my people he was stricken.
Okay.
And he was made his grave with the wicked.
Okay.
Ring a bell.
Okay.
But with the rich at his dead. I know the place where, it was actually a very nice place where rich people were. Anyway, because he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth. So he was not deceived.
You know, this Josiah.
Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. It pleased the Lord. This is very mysterious.
Let me tell you something. Josiah is living before David the king.
You got that right.
And you know something? I need to give you something new. That David has suffered for all of the nation of Israel.
For the nation of Israel, but not for the whole world. But in any case, he didn't suffer like this. And it also said you will not be punished for your transgression. And sometimes actually the atheists will use
think-
this and say, look, he is not, why did he not receive his full punishment, but his child died? So that was kind of also a punishment. But you can debate all this, of course. But if you think King David was the Messiah, then we're all in trouble. We are in big
Why?
trouble.
Because he was a sinner.
No, because then we're in very big trouble. If he was the Messiah to come, then we are in very big trouble. Because a lot of prophecies then don't add up anymore. Then.
I need to research this in the Bible and to understand in who this.
This is just one chapter. If I'm going to give you more, you'll be in shock. I think I
You
need to
will-
go easy on
Yeah,
you,
no,
man.
no. I need to. You give me the bomba inside.
You
of
want
this.
all the bombas?
All the bombas. Yeah. In the next
Why you
time.
don't give me some more? I'm talking all
No,
the
no.
time.
I want to hear. I want to hear.
You
I
want
want
all-
to understand
hear all this?
what you
Okay.
want. I want to understand, and I will going to research this chapter. And in the next Friday, you give me the another bombas. Okay, from the Bible.
I'm thinking you will not
From the-
survive my bombas anymore.
I don't
I'm
care.
afraid for
I
your
will.
surviving of the bombas.
I will, my friend. I will. I just need to understand about who's Jose talking about.
All right. But
Then-
so we close it now. You're gonna research. You want to research. But
Okay.
it was very funny to me that you were a little bit in shock to read it because I thought to you it was like peanuts will be. So it's.
No, I know this.
I will
chapter, but
see
don't-
your
I
reaction
don't-
back. I will watch it again. I will check your reaction.
Okay, man. Okay.
And then I will
Do it.
copy it, edit it, copy it, and then I will send it to you a copy like a million times, like shock, to make you feel good. I can do that, with some music like dun, 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 shock.
Oh my Lord. Let's go and Jane and go. For
I wanted
this
to
day.
some other things. I had in my head other things to talk about. I wanted to talk about some nice lady, some Dutch lady. They are called after the Shoah like righteous among the nations. It's called Corrie ten Boom. Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch lady, and her whole family hid Jewish people in the war, and then they sent them to the concentration camp too.
Okay.
And she teaching all about forgiveness. I wanted to talk about this because I think it's such a wonderful. But they had so much love for the Jewish people, and they teaching this, And this lady and her family, this kind of teaching they have from the New Testament, how they interpret it. This is the one that I really identify with. Like I really feel very close to. They're very nice people. This is, and I hope because you met some more people now. I hope that you see this same kind of love that people have too.
Of course.
But she suffered too in the concentration camp, and she survived. But her sister, she was with her sister there, and her sister died of very terrible disease and torture. So the issue is with this, like I wanted to ask, like, what do you think of this concept, righteous among the nations, and all that stuff too?
It's going to wait to the.
Yeah, because it's 1 hour already.
Yeah, so it's going to wait to the.
But it's a nice subject, maybe also to talk about,
yeah,
right?
After I'm going to give you some answer about Jose and what he says, and I hope you're going to give me the another chapters,
You want more bombas?
another chapters. You're going to make it,
But it will not stop. I have so many.
Okay, so go for it.
And not from the New Testament. I will
Okay.
only the Tanakh.
Okay, go for it. I'm waiting for this in such a thirsty way.
You kidding me now or what?
I'm not kidding you.
But I will see a lot of shock.
I don't care, man. I just want
I
to
feel,
understand what
you know what I
because
also.
I think that this prophets is not. It's very difficult to understand this,
Oh,
because-
now we gotta talk like this.
because you.
That's
cannot
always.
understand.
Now we
Not-
don't. I don't want to
not-
accept one
you-
part, so now it's. I don't understand.
You not understand if he talking about Jesus, and you not understand that he is not talking about. It's kind of something that you cannot understand. But I know, in absolutely true, that he is talking.
I have
about
another
himself.
bomb just in my head now.
Go for it. Open it.
But
open
it is 1 hour already.
So let's stop and
I
just
hope I
show me
remember
the way.
this bomba.
Show me the way. But I don't think.
No,
I
okay, next time.
I don't think.
Next time, one bomba at a time.
Yeah. Of course. Each bomba at a time.
But when you gonna give me some bombas, man?
I will.
You don't shock me
But
at all.
do it.
You
in
know,
the real,
actually, you shocked me when you said about Satan closing the fire in this was
I don't
a
understand
total
why you
bomb.
think this is so bad. It's not so bad.
No,
this is okay.
this because he is the representation of evil, and then he gonna give a break, and he respects something holy like Shabbat.
Bound. He's bound.
He is bound. Yes, he is bound.
The Satan is bound on his legs to the Lord.
This is, I agree completely.
He is bound in his feet to the Lord. I don't want to say.
Okay, let's not go there then. But maybe we can, because it's until now still a little bit shocking what you said, something. So maybe we can talk about that too later.
Of course.
I'm serious. You know, I'm not kidding. Yeah, some things that, especially about the afterlife, you discuss, they're very shocking things, I think, because
Okay.
my concept of the afterlife is totally different.
Okay.
And sometimes I feel also it's like you like present some more way out, even in the afterlife, when I think the afterlife is the afterlife. You got to do it now. It's got to be done in this life. The choice got to be made, and in the afterlife, then this is the reward. You don't continue in choices. No, this is the being oneness with God. And you understand?
We will
Okay, we will
talk
talk
about-
about. Okay,
now
so
just-
goodbye, people.
Goodbye, people. Thank you all of you.
Yeah, too bad with the light is not so nice, but but the subject is nice. So that's
course.
okay. You want to say something, Elias?
Thank you, guys, and hope you gonna bless by the Lord, guys. All of you, all of the nations.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.